Yeah, hello folks. I welcome you all back to the channel. So, as you know, here we give valuable information on investment, finance, as well as personal growth. If that sounds good to you, kindly log into the channel. Okay. So, without much ado, we are going to be talking about one of the most important factors in finance, and that is none other than savings. So, we are going to be dishing out some few savings principles that will help us in our journey towards achieving financial freedom. So savings, as you know, refers to the income set aside to be used at some point in the future. Savings cannot be overemphasized in strengthening our financial foundation. We have to be focused and be intentional with our savings. To build wealth, you must exhibit a certain level of financial discipline, and this discipline begins with a strict savings habit. So right now I'm going to be giving you 7 measures to employ to achieve your saving goals. So these 7 measures that I'm going to be listing out, if you adhere to it strictly, trust me, it's going to expedite your savings course. So without much ado, let's jump right into it. So the first one is you have to write down your saving goals. Be specific about that savings that you want to start up, and make sure that it has time frame. Do not make it seem overbogus. Do not make it seem unattainable. Make it as simple, and you break it down step by step by which you can achieve that saving goals. So number 2, you have to have a budget. You have a plan to track your income and expenses for a month, because it is by that singular activity that you can streamline what you expend on, and you will know what is coming in, just so that you'll be able to manage it to a reasonable extent. You have to look at your budget to cut unnecessary expenses. The goal here is to tighten your budget, is to make sure that you are not spending above your means, is to make sure that you are living within your income and within the plan that you have for that income. If your expenditure matches your income or it tallies with your income, that is an unhealthy financial lifestyle. So you have to try every measures that you can to make sure that in no way does your income matches with your expenses, because there should be always a savings in one side of the equation. So number 3, you have to master your money psychology. So everyone has their own money psychology. You have to know yours and you have to master it. You have to be able to be self-aware enough to know the way you think about money, the way you talk about money, and the way money makes you feel. Having a mastery of this will keep you grounded on your journey towards financial freedom. There are some people, when a particular amount of money comes into their hand, that's when they'll start thinking about what they've not had for the past 5 years, what they have been yearning or desiring to have. You have to be grounded. You have to know that, oh, if this money enters my hand, I'm still going to be grounded in that very important project, in that very important thing that I had always wanted, that is going to be beneficial to me in the long run. Number 4, you have to adopt a frugal lifestyle. You have to live a frugal life to expedite reaching your savings goal. You have to tighten your budget. You have to defer some gratification. 5, you have to automate your savings. Automating your savings means that you can initiate a standing order on your bank to automatically transfer a particular amount of money from your salary account into another account, which is supposedly your savings account. And I always advise that savings account should be a high yield savings account, an account that will give you a higher interest than your regular or your traditional savings account. So we have some accounts that is there to cater to people that want high interest rates, and it's getting popular by the day. A lot of people are getting to know about it. There are accounts that you can get ×2 of what your regular savings account would give you. So that is called a high yield savings account. Some of them give as much as 14 to 20%. So you should do your due diligence and research on that, and make sure that you are saving your money on a high yield savings account. So as long as the money is there, the money is not just sitting there. The money is yielding interest by itself for you. Vow to avoid debt. It's usually not advisable to be in debt over liability. No way. Debt is a wealth killer. More so for liabilities. More so for liabilities like cars, like lifestyle. You're funding your lifestyle with debt, like clothes and all of those. That is a wealth killer because you are just living for the moment. But sooner or later, it will backfire and you live to pay for what you enjoyed prior in future. So you should vow to avoid debt. Well, I'm not saying that debt in itself or debt in its entirety is a bad thing. You could take out debt for an asset. You can buy an equipment, you can buy a facility, you can use debt to fund a business. So that is an asset, that is an income generating machinery. So the last point is look for cheap entertainment. So you have to look for less costly way to entertain yourself. You don't have to go to the movies, you don't have to go to that concert, you don't have to go for dinner in a very expensive restaurant, just to entertain yourself. If you are on this journey of savings, if you are trying to catch up with your savings goal as fast as possible, you have to look for cheap entertainment. To defy expenses, to want to make yourself feel happy. You can choose other hobbies or other activities that wouldn't have to cost you much. You can watch movies at home. You can do some indoor activities, play some indoor games. There are some financial digital platforms that help with discipline in savings. There are several of them and they could offer strict savings plans. That is, your funds are locked until the stipulated maturity date on your savings, thereby helping to discourage your spending impulse. One could have various purpose class of accounts in these platforms. These financial institutions are very secured as they are registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission, and all funds are insured by the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Commission. So by that, you know that your funds are safe, your funds are secured. You don't have to start worrying that, I don't want a situation whereby they will fly away with my phone, whereby my funds will get missing. This particular platform that I know of, they are very secure and I've tested them over time and I'm active saver with them. They offer better annual percentage yield on savings and even investment than the traditional commercial bank. We have the likes of PiggyVest, we have Cowrywise, we have Kuda. They offer some strict savings plan that could help you in achieving your savings goal. So all I've been talking about savings is get towards one aspect. All these savings that I've been talking about that we must save, is get towards having an emergency fund. If not, there is no cause for saving. Savings should be for emergency alone. If not, I'm not an advocate of savings, but because life can always happen, so we have to save for emergency. So an emergency fund is a stipulated pool of money that is set aside for the uncertainties of life, just in case something goes wrong, which is bound to happen, because life will always happen to anybody at time that you least expected. It is essentially a rainy day fund. It's ideal to have about 4 to 6 months of your living expenses saved up in an account in case of a layoff or an unexpected medical bill, or it could be other uncertainties of life. So you just have to have your emergency fund, and your emergency fund should be in a high yield savings account. Okay, you don't just leave your emergency fund sitting at your traditional savings account. No way. So you should be in a high yield savings account, because if you have your emergency fund sitting there, it's also yielding you interest over time, and it's yielding you interest that is unbeatable, that is of high yield. Because on your high yield savings account, you can get up to 2 to 3 times compared to what you may have in your traditional savings account. So I always advocate for a high yield savings account. Have your emergency fund, which is your savings, on a high yield savings account. Make sure that it's between 4 to 6 months of your living expenses. So your living expenses are the money that you spend, your expenditure for that month. So if your expenditure is say 50,000 and it factors in your rent, your grocery shopping, your food, your transportation, that is your living expenses. So that is what you have to save for in case of any uncertainties that could happen. So I want to believe that you've gotten valuable information from this video. Please do well to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel,